as an expert in this field, if you could shed light on the benefits that small businesses are getting via the Threads platform. What is the growth story there, and what are the kind of challenges that MSMEs might face while using Threads?
So before I just explain what is the benefit and what are the processes and everything, or what are the numbers. So the whole concept of trades is to bring the liquidity in the MSME sector. Now everyone knows that factoring is started in 1991, almost now 30 years plus, and bill discounting and invoice finance is already there in the banking industry for more than 4 decades. But what trades bring is the transparency and a digital way of financing the invoices to the MSME sector. Now everyone knows that contribution for MSME is more than 30% in the GDP, but these are the players who actually get the difficulty in getting the finance from the banking sector. Might be they don't have a collateral, or that their structure is not that professionally well organized kind of thing. So trades bring the digital platform for financing against the receivables of the MSME based on the strength of the buyer. This is the initiative taken by RBI. So we are fully regulated by RBI. Trades receivable discounting system for the MSME receivables, and it is totally digital, transparent way where MSME can choose their interest rate with respect to their invoice financing. And this is the first platform or first initiative taken by RBI. So there are various schemes for the MSME. But what about the receivable where they are supposed to wait from the buyer to get the money? Now the platform is so simple that once you get registered, once buyer is also present, you just upload your invoice, the buyer will accept it, and based on the acceptance of the buyer, there are multiple financiers who will come on the platform and bid their interest rate, and this brings a competition. When it comes to competition, there is a price discovery, correct? And the rates are quoted by the financer based on the strength of the buyer, correct? And that brings, so take example an MSME who goes to the banking sector and he get a 12% or 15% with whatever limits on their balance sheet. Here there is no limits on that particular MSME balance sheet. First, it is always be on the buyer without recourse to the MSME, correct? So their balance sheets are not analyzed. They don't have to knock the door of each financer. Today we have more than 60 financiers present on the platform. So all financer who's ready to take a call on that particular buyer is basically financer for the MSME. And yes, as I already told, the price discovery. So here he is getting it, say if it is AA rated or A rated, his average pricing what we have seen is 7.5 to 8%. So almost 30 to 40% financial cost they save. So now specifically touch upon the benefit what the MSME get. One is obviously it's a totally digital, transparent and paperless platform, and so there is no follow up is required. Everything you can the journey you can monitor on the system, correct? Second is without recourse. It's not borrowing for you. So once you realize the money, your receivables get out of your balance sheet. So it is converted into cash. That brings the liquidity into your business or your system. And then obviously the price discovery. Okay, the price discovery which plays a very important role over here. So that is the benefit and multi-financial model. And what we have seen is that sometimes the MSME is saying the good performance over here, the bankers are ready to offer other services, other products to that particular MSMEs also. Now, as a challenge, I'll say for a MSME, there is no challenge, to be very honest, to come on the platform and do discounting. But yes, there are some limitations because as I told you, the MSME get funds based on the strength of the buyer. So buyer acceptance on the platform is mandatory. So there is a NACH auto debit mandate. You can say it simply as a ECS mandate kind of thing, which we take from the buyer and the financer when we onboard them, which allows us to debit their account on a respective date. So financer we debit when the financing is there with respect to the vendor bills are on the platform. And on due date we debit the buyer account. Okay, so the buyer has to be very disciplined with respect to honoring the payment. So out of the trades accessible, he is supposed to make the payment on say 15th of June. He can very well tell MSME, aaj paise nahi hai, I can make the payment after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days kind of thing. And MSME, poor MSME, because he is supplying 80-90% of the business to that particular buyer, he said, okay, there is no problem. But on the platform, once the MSME get the funds, they are completely out. It's without recourse. On due date, we are going to debit their account automatically. So this brings a discipline on the particular buyer. Plus, Yes, MSME is getting a cheaper fund, so that will bring that eye opener for the MSME also. So MSME is who's offering a cash discount to a particular buyer at 2% for 60 days, which brings annually 12%. And if they are getting at 8%, it's good amount of saving as far as the financing is concerned. Second biggest point, I'll say, today all three platforms we have done around, I say, 1.68 lakh crore of financing is a huge amount, and 100% we are growing every year. More than 52,000 MSME is getting benefit out of it. More than 3,000 plus buyers are registered on the platform. More than 60 financiers are there. But if you see the 2015-16 record, there are 6.33 crore MSMEs are in India. And if you just go to Udyam registration, which is now compulsory for MSME, there are 1 crore 70 lakh MSMEs there in India. So kitty is huge. We have just scratched the surface. We are not even 0.5%. What is the potential market is there? Correct? So these are the limitation, I'll say. But as I told you, we are growing every trades. We have 3 entities. We are growing 100% every year. And today we are doing, at least as a trades platform, RXL, we are doing 3,000 plus crore of financing every month. Pre-COVID, we are doing 200 crore every month. You can see 10 times, 15 times more than that. And all three platforms, we are doing 9,000 crore of financing every month. So you can see what kind of liquidity get pumped in from the trades platform in the MSME sector.